In the bustling departure halls of JFK International Airport, travelers weave through queues with excitement, heading to sunlit coasts and cultural capitals. But hidden behind the excitement are warnings from the U.S. State Department, stern, serious, and not to be ignored. As of April 2025, the government has marked 21 nations with a Level 4, Do Not Travel, advisory. For some, it's a matter of terrorism. For others, war. But for all, the message is clear: think twice, or don't go at all. Among the countries listed is Afghanistan, where decades of conflict have never really ended. The Taliban's control has brought uncertainty, and the threat of kidnapping or targeted attacks on foreigners remains alarmingly high. For aid workers and journalists, the stakes are higher than ever. Haiti, once a Caribbean gem, now struggles under the weight of lawlessness. Gangs dominate large portions of Port-au-Prince, with kidnappings becoming tragically common. The streets once alive with music and dance now echo with uncertainty, and U.S. authorities urge citizens to stay away. In Russia and Ukraine, war has redrawn maps and shattered lives. The invasion that began in 2022 has only escalated, and both countries have become unpredictable grounds for foreign nationals. The risks of being detained arbitrarily or caught in missile strikes are real. Then there's Iran, where political tensions with the U.S. remain high. Dual nationals have been detained under opaque charges. Travel here isn't just risky, it can become a diplomatic nightmare. The same concern applies to North Korea, where travelers disappear behind the facade of state-approved tours, never to return. Syria, Yemen, and Libya are countries caught in the flames of prolonged civil war. No amount of tourist curiosity or humanitarian intent can change the harsh reality. These regions are simply too dangerous. Hospitals are bombed. Aid convoys are ambushed. Even locals live in fear. In Lebanon, tensions between Hezbollah and Israel have created a powder keg. The once thriving tourism sector now exists in shadows. Americans have been advised to steer clear, not because of hospitality, but because of unpredictability. Burkina Faso and Mali, both in West Africa, have become hotspots for extremist violence. Travelers face risks of kidnapping and terrorist ambushes even in city centers. Once safe regions now exist under curfews and foreign travel bans. The warnings also extend to Central African Republic, South Sudan, and Democratic Republic of the Congo, where conflict is paired with instability, poverty, and poor infrastructure. Even seasoned aid workers operate here under heavy security. For casual travelers, it's a no-go. In Myanmar, the military coup of 2021 plunged the nation into chaos. Journalists, activists, and even tourists are at risk of arbitrary arrest. Entire towns have been razed by civil war. What was once an emerging tourist destination is now a dangerous land of shadows. The list includes Somalia and Sudan, where governments have little control over their own territories. Civil unrest, militia activity, and terrorism make travel here more than just risky, it's life-threatening. Few embassies function, and rescue, if needed, may not come. Venezuela, though less war-torn, makes the list for different reasons: economic collapse, violent crime, and political persecution. Caracas, once a bustling capital, now sees frequent blackouts and food shortages. Tourists are often targeted for their foreign appearance. These 21 nations, each different in language and culture, share a common thread of instability. The State Department's Level 4 warning isn't just a formality. It's often the result of lost lives, broken embassies, and urgent evacuation missions. It's a red flag backed by data and history. Of course, there are those who choose to travel anyway: aid workers, journalists, and diplomats. For them, the danger is part of the job. But for the average traveler dreaming of exploration, adventure, or escape, the message from Washington is unambiguous: do not travel. Behind these warnings are stories of tourists who disappeared, of families that never made it back, of governments powerless to intervene. Travel has always been a doorway to the world, but in these 21 cases, that door is better left closed.